over by like $200.
Fine. Let's say you get a deal on
Let's
something,
let's no, let's look at the Walker half
or we could
and
just
see if
call.
we can knock that one down.
We
See
could
if we
just
can
call
knock
it
the Walker
handicap,
down a
right?
grade. Yeah, I don't need handicap. Not against you. All right, so let's see. Walker, if we'd go with the
All right.
proof 36, if we go with it in 60,
62, 1,800 bucks. That gets you your $200.
that gives me my $200. There you go.
So,
So yeah, in 62.
so we'll subtract off minus 200. Okay, that gets you
And
to
then we have an AG3 13S. So
150. Yep. So that gets you to $9,890. So,
right,
so
and
you
then
can
I had
spend the rest.
$100 worth of Silver Eagles.
That's close enough.
Right.
All right. You got all yours written down?
I've got all of them written. I got to write down the grades.
Yes, you do. Write them down.
So yeah, yeah, because it's gonna matter.
So your
Let's see.
Walker was a 62, proof 62.
Okay, give me a second. Where the hell is? This is a radio show.
This
Sure it is.
is a radio show.
All right, so let's see. We've got
Oh, you're using the
Proof Walker
Walker is a proof 62.
62,
The dime was a proof 63.
Proof Merc 63, and 13S
Was an AG3
S is an AG3.
plus $100.
All the rest of that, yeah, everything else has grades on it.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Mine was
So
easy.
there's our 10 grand. We did it two different ways. You know, hey, we'd love to hear what you think. If you guys think you have a better list, we'll see.
Kick it to us. Heck yeah, I want to see him.
Send it. We'll take a look. I mean, maybe if we find something that's really interesting,
Well, that's the point. That
or
was
if
the whole
something does
point of
really
this.
well over time.
That's the whole point of this is to. There really is no right answer, obviously, because you and I came up with two completely different lists.
Yes, and you could come up with 5,000 new different lists. You know, that's the great thing about this hobby, and we could be completely wrong. You could be, you know, given the period of time, you could be completely wrong and be completely right some other time. So send us your opinions. Mike and Matt, coinshowradio.com, and not that address, Mike at coinshowradio.com, Matt at coinshowradio.com. Mail us your requests or post it to our Facebook page.
Yep.
Or to our private Facebook group, Friends of the Coin Show.
And now, the coolest thing, to walk into Matt's store.
Yeah, and, you know, this has been a marathon issue
I know.
of the Coin Show.
Yeah, it's okay.
I told you I had to get this out.
Hey,
man.
people are gonna love it.
This is therapy.
They're gonna love it.
I hope so. I think it's a really good show. Most times.
Yeah, it's usually all right.
No, this one's great.
So you want to hear about the coolest thing that walked in this?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I thought you'd never ask.
We bought a pretty darn PDCC, pretty darn cool coin.
And will this pretty darn cool coin be making its debut on CoinShowRadio.com?
Yes, I have pictures.
Fantastic. Cool.
I have the pictures.
So what did we buy?
So the other day, we were just in the shop having a crazy busy day. Seems like this time of year, spring cleaning, beginning of summer, people really start going through stuff and just digging out all sorts of crazy stuff. A lady came in that we've dealt with a few times, bought some gold coins from her before, had another gold coin that I hadn't seen before from her collection, actually her father's collection, but she inherited it. And it was an 1810 $5 gold piece.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? That's something that just walks in every day.
No, that's pretty old gold.
Yeah, and the coin is actually absolutely stunning. It's just a beautiful, lightly reddish toned, like XF40. It's one of those coins that you just look at and you're like, wow, that's a nice coin. So the coin has a lot of original luster kind of hiding out around the stars, and in the date on the obverse, and then out in the letters on the reverse, there's a lot of luster, with a little bit kind of hiding around the bird as well. And like I said, the coin's got a really kind of just really pretty red, kind of almost maroon toning to it, which is pretty light, but it's definitely there. You can tell that the coin's just never been monkeyed with. And it is sitting at the grading company right now, actually.
Now, 1815, this is a capped head to left.
1810.
1810. Okay, so this is before the capped head to left. This is actually the bust head.
Yeah, they call it the bust.
Yeah, because this one has the drape bust. I mean, it's this one has the capped head.
Mm-hmm.
It has the Liberty cap on it, but it has the drape bust.
In my opinion, it's
a
one
really
of the,
short series.
Yeah, it's one of the cooler early gold designs.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a neat coin.
To be honest with you, the 13, the capped head,
Mm-hmm.
the one that doesn't have the bust, was the last of the American coins that I actually discovered for myself. You know, it was the last one that I didn't know what it looked like.
Yeah.
I looked at it going, oh, wow, that's a pretty cool design. But the capped bust to left, or drape bust to left, is probably one of my favorite designs, and I can't see where it wouldn't be a lot of people's favorite design.
Yeah, this one they had two style busts. They had the one you're talking about is the smaller bust. This is kind of the bust that you're familiar with from the bust halves and the bust quarters.
Flowing hair.
Yeah, and the Phrygian cap and
bosoms.
Yep, and this coin's really cool. They only made these from 1807 to 1812.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only time they made these. And
they were made out of heavy gold too. They were made out of 91% gold, mm-hmm. which really hurt its survival rate over the years because it's that because of things like Gresham's law with whenever you have money that's worth more than the face, mm-hmm. it tends to disappear.
Well, yeah, people melt it.
Yeah. And make more money.
Yep. So it was really a surprising coin to see. Like I said, that particular coin does not walk in hardly ever in any grade, and to see such a nice one, problem free, just absolutely gorgeous. So
what kind of grade is it?
It should go between XF40 and AU50. These coins are hard to grade because you don't get a lot of experience with grading them as just kind of an average dealer. These coins don't come in a lot.
Sure, and then you have the other things that feed into it, like they were made on a screw press.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean,
there's a lot of factors that go into grading.
If it was a cap bust half, I would call it a 45. So
okay. And since it's made out of gold, you're thinking that it might strike a little bit better?
It's possible. I would be happy with anywhere between a 40 to a 50, I think.
You guys sent it in to have it graded?
Yeah, it's at PCGS right now.
Okay. And when will you find out what it gets?
I should be pretty soon. We usually send that kind of stuff in for the quick turnaround, just because it's a lot of money to tie up, and
sure.
And we want it back as soon as possible. So.
And I'm assuming that the True View images are the ones we're going to see on CoinShow Radio.
No, I actually photographed it raw.
Ooh, okay.
I photographed it myself raw before we sent it off, as I tend to do with stuff, because I've always found that when we get coins like that, once I get them back from the grading companies, I can't ever get quite as good of a picture as if I can have them outside the holder. So I tend to photograph them before they go in. Now,
you said it was an 1810, right?
Yes.
Which variety was it? Large date, small date?
It's the large 5, or the large.
There's a large date, small date, and then there's a small 5, a large 5, and a tall 5.
It's the large date. I can't remember which 5 it was. I'd have to look. I'd have to look at the paper. I do know it is the large date, though.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's God, it's an exceedingly rare coin. I mean, there's only been 258 of them ever certified.
Yeah, it was. Trust me, I surely did not expect her to pull this out of her bag of coins that she had. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, when do you expect to ever see something like that?
I mean, you see them at the big coin shows and stuff that have gigantic price tags on them, but we call it finding them in the wild. It just doesn't happen very often.
I've located in 1918 in the wild.
In the wild.
Now I'm gonna really piss him off.
Right. I'm gonna flip him over and stick me thumb up his bum.
Right, that was the best part.
But yeah, obviously that dominated the coolest thing.
Well, it's hard to imagine anything cooler.
We've been so busy. That's the thing. We bought a lot of neat stuff, but that coin just absolutely blasted everything else out of the way. So,
and we're lucky to have it.
Yeah, and I was lucky to be thinking ahead and get pictures.
Yes, you were. And you'll find those pictures on CoinShowRadio.com.
That's correct.
You know, people often ask me why I play that Coffin Cats cut.
Why is
so
that?
much.
Yeah, why do you play that so much?
Do you know what the name of that song is?
Mike's Awesome?
No, it's called The Collector.
That's right. I do remember that.
It's perfect.
Yes, you have told me that before.
It is The Collector. So we would like to thank, I'd like to thank Matt for showing up.
I'd like to thank you too, Mike.
Thanks
Thanks for that
Matt.
awesome idea. That was a good one.
That was a good idea. And when we get another awesome idea, we'll do another awesome show.
Another awesome show. That's right.
You know, I do like this format that we have. That it's fun to do it.
Well,
but we really have to have something worth doing.
We've done so many topics. That's the thing. I think we're running into the wall, and we're going to push through it. But we've got to. At
some point, we will get through the wall. But at this point, we're kind of up against it. We're trying.
We've just done so. I mean, we keep a sheet of all the topics that we've done, and there are so many. Every time I think of something I want to talk about, I go back and look. I was like, oh, we talked about that on episode 47. Crap.
Well, not only that, but we did Susan B. Anthony dollars, which is bad enough.
Yes.
But we did it twice.
Yeah. Right.
Ugly as that was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you know what? As often as we can get together, as often as we can get this done, we are going to continue to produce the best quality show we can. Just keep listening. So thanks to Andy for doing our Facebook stuff. And thanks to all the people that wrote to us, that sent us email, that sent us encouragement all the time, the people that post on our Facebook page, the people that are members of our Facebook group, Friends of the Coin Show, for all the people in the business that know us and encourage us and continue to push us to be what we are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for listening. So soon we'll get this one up, and you'll enjoy it. And there'll be another one soon.
You sounded the evil there. Soon.
So for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And we'll talk to you next time on the Coin Show. You're getting to be a real pro at this. I love that. That was a great out.
I thought so.
This is Dennis Tucker from Whitman Publishing. You're listening to The Coin Show.
I don't think we're going to go that obvious. Let's go.